And as you can see, we've exposed a lot of Herbie. We got the bumper cover off and disconnected the lights. Headlights are now gone and all that good stuff. So what we are working on is we took the cowling off, the upper cowling. We took the windshield wipers off, arms, and we moved the lower cowling. And now we're going to probably remove the windshield wiper mechanism and disconnect that. And then we're going to remove this lower cowling with the PCM also being removed, because we want to have lots of room to get back there to work on the engine. So that's really what we're doing. It's pretty simple. A lot of fasteners is all it really amounts to, but we will gain tons of real estate in the process. And then of course we will be removing the bottles and horns and everything else that we need out of the way. I don't know if we'll remove the horns so much, but we definitely want to remove a lot of stuff. The front bumper will be coming off, along with the front cross member here that we have, and then the radiator and the condenser will be removed. And then once we get to that point, we'll take the fenders off and probably the hood, because we can't get from point A to point B without doing that, because hey, the hood goes up here, and once this cross member is gone, we won't have much of a way to prop it up. So we're just working our way that way, and we're going to try to make sure we mark everything. One thing that I have done is I am marking every single bag with the fasteners we have in it. So every time we take fasteners out, we put them in a Ziploc bag and mark them what they came out of, and then we go on from there. But this is what Herbie looks like so far. That's right. We're tearing this thing apart, and we're going to go ahead and proceed on and remove a few more bits and pieces before we call it a night tonight. Well, I told you if you take the lower cowl, actually there's 3 pieces to the cowl. The upper part for the vent, and then you have the plastic cowl. Take the wiper motor out, and then you have a metal lower cowling that you remove with some fasteners. Those studs right there and a couple holes on each end. Fasteners or 2 that are snapping wire harnesses on. And then you just pull the whole shebang out, and look at that, all sorts of room. So we're going to start working on the air intake system and battery and everything else, get that all out of the way. And who knows, we're going to have to see what we're going to do with the brake master cylinder and see what kind of thing we need to do with that for the brake booster and everything, and get that out of the way. But looking like plenty of real estate right here as far as they're going. And this is the cowlings. You got the piece below, then you got the plastic piece right here, and then you have the metal one here that you take off. And that's the first one in, last one out. But that's where we're at. Okay folks, see that little stud right there? And on that stud is this little nut right here. And when I pulled this metal cowling off of here, I had left that one nut just sitting on top of that stud. Well, it got stuck, and then when I pulled the metal cowling up, the lower cowling, that nut flew all the way up and went right down here. And it landed into the oil galley, and it went down into the galley. Now, in most cases, this would be considered a complete failure on the mechanic's part. But since this engine is no good, it was not necessarily a problem, but it was more a challenge. So we took this device here, right here, and it has a tiny little camera on it, and we found it. Then by finding it, we were able to then take this super small magnet and put it down in there and catch that nut and pull it back out. Now I say we, I say Jeff did it all. I went home, or went to the hotel with the girls because we had a long day. But he fished it out just to show me that, you know, the old guy still has it, and he can follow up behind me, the younger guy, and fix my mistakes. So anyway, this would have been a catastrophic issue because we would have had to tear the engine apart if it was a viable engine and dig this out. So moral of the story, cover things when you start doing stuff. That way you don't drop pieces in there and end up having to fish them out.
Okay.
And we just pull this cold air intake. We undid some bolts. And the idea is to try to figure out how to get it out. There we go. This is a cold air intake. Might be valuable to somebody. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah.
So I will hang on to this, and maybe I'll put it up for somebody who actually wants to buy it. Because I think I have the tube that goes with it too. So yeah, it might be valuable to somebody. There we go. I don't know where we want this. Oh, anywhere for that. Always move it. Those don't get any lighter. Now we got to take these two off of here.
That's right back to 10s, aren't they?
Probably. This one looks bigger.
That's an 8s. Oh, okay.
See.
Boy, those did get a little rusty, didn't they?
Oh, I got one more. All right, battery tray next. Oh, we got something connected to the battery tray. Gotta get something, a little Christmas tree here hooked up to it.
Too big and a smaller one?
Doesn't want to come out as easy. There we go. And that's the tray. Anyway, this is the battery saver device. When you get that message on your screen that says it's going into battery saver, this device measures the voltage from your negative terminal, and it tells you that you don't have enough voltage. So this is it right here, folks, and it can't be mounted upside down or anything. It has to be vertical, otherwise it will not function. So just make sure that you have it set up right when you go to take and work on it so you don't get bad problems that way. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move this prop. We're just going to take it out, spin it around like so. Then we're going to put it back in here and then mount it in this hole right here. And that should keep it in there with all luck. Put that in there somehow first. There we go. Nope, that ain't gonna work for me. Trying to figure out how to get it in there. There we go. That's how we're gonna do it. So I'm gonna show them up here. There we go. Now it's out of the way to get to the engine. Okay, I need a needle nose, I think. Screwdriver would work too. You just got to get one side.
There you go.
There we go. Squeeze those, pull it, and then undo the ball.
Perfect.
And that's how it comes out. We can set that on the shelf. This allows us to take the cable out and just drop it off to the side, like so. And we can put that bracket, the bolts back in, and we're all set. There we go.
Well, it probably went loose anyway.
Oh, this is rusty. Here you go. Slap it in there.
There's a bracket over here too.
10 millimeter.
Yeah.
Now let's see if we can take it off. There you go. Front bumper. Now we put the bolts back in place and we should be good. Well, we only got one tool, so we got to share.
Oh, sorry.
Over here. Ouch.
It's all metric, you know. He will use any size socket if it fits. He doesn't care if it's standard. Go, Bill, go. You got it, Bill.
Yeah, I got it. Kinda.
I can't believe you did this on Lou. That was embarrassing. Thank goodness you didn't film it.
There we go.
What is that?
They go up. So we can release these down here.
Right.
Do you have any of those tools?
Well, actually, those are just retainers. Actually, those are just pop off.
Yeah, but you have to have those special tools to pop them off.
You do?
Yep.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have to unbolt them. We have one of two choices. Use the clips and try to unclip them, or pop these plastic pieces off.
That takes a special tool for that.
Yep.
Because the set I have isn't for those. Yeah, there you go. So you got it.
So we have to
Once those are off, they just pull, don't they?
unbolt them.
Now here's the thing.
And I got a new one.
Why do they need that retaining clamp if you have to have a special? I mean, are you sure those will pull out? Not that clamp. Those clamps are off.
No, those won't come out. There's a clip holding them in.
So what was the
I don't know
point
what
of even
the
using
point
that clamp? You know,
This, I don't
yeah,
know
that
what this is
retainer.
for.
Well, it's to keep them in, but
You ain't gonna pull them out unless you want to. Double edge one. See, this one ain't gonna work.
yeah, specific to
It's got to be that
application.
double edge like you were showing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So, do we wait?
What's the?
So,
It's be Ford specific. I mean,
but if we undo those, we don't have to undo that one. Because it's the same line, right?
yeah, it is.
It's the same line, so we don't have to undo it. We just have to undo those. Then this whole unit will come out. Because this is the condenser right up here for the AC. So then we have to worry about the AC. So we have to figure out how to unhook the AC, which is right here and right here, right? No. Yeah, we have to unhook this sensor right here. Get that out of the way. We just unhook the line right here.
Oh, here, how about right here?
This would put the line out of the way
Yeah.
of the engine bay if we unhooked it here. Right?
That's quite the fitting. Yeah.
If we unhooked it here, then this would come off as a whole unit.
We have all the specialty tools.
But I would disconnect it here.
So
What do
that
you
takes
think?
care of one.
If we disconnected it here, Jeff, This would get this whole unit out of the way, right?
Okay.
Without having to disconnect twice.
6 amps.
And this end here goes to where?
Well, the pump.
We can disconnect that and get that. We got to get that out of the way, but this is a rubber hose, so we
Yeah.
can slide that way.
Good question.
Good question.
You know what?
Looks like it's a
What?
connection there.
How tough would it be to disconnect both from the compressor? And then we haven't messed with the system.
Can we disconnect both from the compressor?
Well, there's one bolt right there that takes that one off. Oh, wait, the other one's right next to it, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, put down here too. Right here. See that? So we have to get that bracket off of there to get that.
Is that
up there.
mounted to what? The cross member?
It's down there someplace. There's a bracket that's bolted to it to hold it.
underneath,
Looks
yeah.
like there's a bolt to it, so we can undo the bolt. That would allow us to leave it, you know, get rid of it. What are you showing me coming out of the bathroom? Jeez. And you recorded that on video too, didn't you?
Recorded what?
You saying I was coming out of the bathroom. Say yes.
You coming out of the bathroom?
Just a coolant bottle. That's all this is. All done. We just put them back where we got them. All right. Now I gotta figure these out. That's all you need to do. Got it. We have to follow the harness, and we have to see what we have to disconnect from the main harness to the engine.
Right.
And lay it all over here.
Yep.
Now there's some that are going to stay with the engine in some manners, but I think overall everything over here will flop this way and everything over here will flop this way. So we can disconnect. So we're down to the point where we really got to go through and start disconnecting all these cam sensors and,
Oh, yeah.
and hoses and lines. And then we're really at the point where I took this bracket off so it wouldn't be in the way of this.
Oh, you
It
did.
gives us more access.
Ah.
And that shifter should pop right out.
Oh, those just pry tabs maybe then, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sure just slides in there.
Or this here, I think.
That.
I don't know how that hooks in there, but I don't want to disconnect that. I'd rather
No.
disconnect this.
Yep. I'm sure it should just pop right off.
But Pushing on that tab right? There's a tab
Feel
right
it
there.
give? Yeah, it moves.
There we go.
Good job.
Pushed it in, then pulled it out. Hey folks, MACT, and let's go over a few things that we've worked on here. I've taken the coolant bottle out that used to be right here. I've also removed the washer fluid bottle and got that out, disconnected a bunch of wires and plugs and everything like that. Then we moved over here, and as you saw, I removed this bracket here that would be in the way of the transmission when we pull it out. And got all these Christmas trees and plugs and everything pulled out to release this and get this off of here. I still have a few connectors to the transmission, like right down here, that I have to disconnect, and then a couple other fasteners for the wiring harness when we go to remove it. There's a lot of different wiring harness issues we have to address when we go to remove this engine. And there's a main plug right here that will release everything to go out with the engine, and then we can transfer the wiring harness over to the new engine. As far as things go, we do have a lot of wires we have to disconnect yet, a lot of sensors and everything else. So we're going to be working on getting everything disconnected and pulled off as a unit for the engine, and then just transfer the wiring harness back over to it. But overall, we got plenty of real estate, as you can see. There is a lot of room here to work, and we're working on getting the transmission lines disconnected. We did not have the right tools for those, so we're going to not be able to pull all of this off today and get it going. But I think this is enough for one series of what we're doing. We've got a lot done on it, and we are getting close to just disconnecting, wiring, and a couple hose lines, and it'll go fast. This whole front end will come off then, and we will have full and complete access to this engine, and then just have to worry about whatever little wires, connectors, everything that's going there. And then we undo the mounts underneath and off to the sides here for the engine, transmission, and the torque mount, and disconnect the exhaust, and we will be pulling an engine out. Alright, this is MACT. I hope you like what we're doing on the Herbie Project Herbie series, and of course Mercy Girl's right behind the camera if you all didn't know. There she is. Anyway, my feet hit the floor today. I'm having a great day, and I want you to have a great day too. Band of One's got some great music. Mercy Girl always has a couple of one-liners, right Mercy Girl?
This is a Mercy Girl production. Thanks for watching the video.
Alright, there she is. Hey, maybe I'll get a few other snippets at the end here while the credits roll.